This video is brought to you by Surfshark. Stick around to hear more about the discount that they're providing to the entire upper echelon community. Okay, it's time, yet again, for the fan favorite content, the will of the people, and the hilarity of an online Moonbro digital scam, because it's time for Earth 2. There's like 10 videos on the channel so far about this topic, at least. There's a playlist, I'll link it down below in the description, and there's an in-depth explanation of not just Earth 2, but like 3 other digital real estate scams or NFT cash grabs that were fun to look at and even more fun to laugh at. But today we get to circle around and look once again at the idiots who started it all, because the land value in Earth 2 is beginning what the ancient Greek scholars referred to as a fucking nosedive. First things first, we need to rehash what Earth 2 even is, because what it is a joke. It's a peer-to-peer digital real estate economy that says it's building the Matrix. No, I'm not kidding. They say that they are making the actual metaverse like Ready Player One or The Matrix, like the trilogy The Matrix. Bold vision, dozens of competing companies with 10, even 100 times their resources, 50 times the active development staff and the political power of a small nation state to back them. But sure, Earth 2 is going to be the team that cracks it all. So what do they have? What do they actually have? They have Google Earth and a tile grid on top of it that allows you to buy and sell little sections of that map for thousands of dollars. Fantastic. Now, supposedly there is a game in the works. Supposedly they have big things around the corner, like partnering with a lame duck publicity firm called Vicarious PR. I have a previous video looking at them, they're a joke. Or having a junior dev threaten fake lawsuits against YouTubers and getting caught on tape while he does it, and the CEO defends him and says he's just a kid. And supposedly, this metaverse is poised for explosive growth. The thing is, that's probably not going to happen, and the writing might just be starting to form on the wall here because the market infrastructure of Earth 2 is beginning to collapse. Let's make one thing clear before diving into more specifics. The market in this game is horrendous. The system is a single-page flipbook of line item orders. You can buy or sell, filter in a few different ways, but it comes down to a peer market single-page order completion form where someone has to actually see and then choose to buy your tiles in order for you to liquidate. And this must occur in a nearly 200-page slog of self-promotion, affiliate code spam, meme orders, joke orders, and much more. The market functionality here is absolutely abysmal, and the site is a joke. However, what really matters is the trajectory. When this site was first launched, the algorithmic pricing was just getting started. Property rose by an astounding 64,000% at times, or similar astronomical figures. They love to advertise this in the header. Why? Because when you start at pennies and get to dollars, you see that kind of percentage return. It's a true statement to say that Earth 2 has made some people rich, if you define rich as a measurement of your pixel wealth on a corporate marketplace webpage that has its own currency, which people are struggling to convert back to actual currency. However, that isn't physical cash. It isn't spendable, and it isn't real until it hits your bank. Even then, it's not real, just to be fair. We're not on the gold standard anymore, but that's a whole separate video. But it can never hit your bank unless it gets sold to another person. Enter the Earth 2 marketplace. This is where I have to demonstrate some things on screen. If you want to buy, let's say, I don't know, a random set of about 700 tiles in California, and hopefully I can keep up in the background as I'm doing this after I script and record. Owing to the fact that the United States has high price tiles in totality, it is considered by the Earth 2 community to be an appealing location. So if you want to buy 700 or so-ish tiles in California, or anywhere else in America, by the way, it will cost you like $30,000 or $40,000 easily. That's insane, especially when you consider the actual size of these tiles, and that is choosing from random spots on the United States map that the community hasn't even bought yet because they consider those other locations to be more valuable, right? So there's already this kind of like sifting that took place when the huge influx of people hit the market. They bought everything that communally was considered to be actually valuable, and all of these other things are now priced astronomically high, but they're not something that anybody wants. Example, in New York City, basically every tile is purchased and has the same algorithmically generated price point. That right there should be an indication of where I'm going with this. Alright, this is the part of the video where I promote a sponsor and pay the bills. Surfshark is a long-standing partner of the channel that provides a VPN, virtual private network service, to upper echelon community members. Surfshark does a number of different things. First and foremost, and increasingly important these days, I might add, it can bypass regional censorship by flipping your geographic location. On top of that, it will help you circumvent country-specific licensing contracts, which will mean access to a larger amount of content on a site like Netflix, just as one example. And going even further, you can protect yourself from data harvesting and collection tactics that are perpetrated by technology companies all around the world, aka social media, think of Facebook and their myriad scam advertising infestations. VPNs don't just protect your IP, even though that is itself also an important feature. They protect your entire online experience. These are just a few of the overall benefits to utilizing a VPN, and I'm happy to say that Surfshark is offering 83% off and a 3 full months free if you click the link down below in the description using promo code Echelon. Again, that's 83% off and 3 full months free using the link down below in the description and code Echelon. Big thank you to them for sponsoring the channel. Now the juicy part. If you browse the Earth 2 marketplace, you will see a series of filters, but when sorting by the lowest tile value, you start to see something strange. The website plasters insane percentage growth metrics all across its header at every possible turn. But when you actually look at the marketplace itself, you'll see that there are offers and orders going in for negative 50, 60, even 70% or more all over the world. This is a negative percentage when compared to the algorithmic listing price, and therefore it indicates that this marketplace is not in a state of increase, it is in a free-falling decline. Let me expand on that. If you sort by the United States, you will find that parcels of land, LOL, are barely being sold for 10% of their listed value. That means if you own $6,000 worth of land in the United States, virtual land that simply indicates raw square footage in a metaverse that doesn't exist, because all existing items and structures will ultimately be cleared if they ever actually produce some sort of building framework. If you own $6,000 of land in the United States, you will need to compete with sell orders that are content to lose 90% of that technical worth just to get out of it. For those that don't understand why that matters, I'll be much more clear. When you do not even have a guaranteed exit mechanic and must rely on peer-to-peer purchasing to get out of an investment, you are accepting a reality where that order might never be fulfilled. It's a reality in all of the stock market, to be fair, but it's especially dangerous here because the community is smaller, the prices are more volatile, the volume is much lower, very much lower, and the process by which you actually get connected with a buyer relies on them seeing you, specifically you, in a clusterfuck of a marketplace instead of instant price matching through established, long-standing brokers who sort billions of orders per day. That is a very different creature. When the price starts falling, like it is right now, it means the only way to get seen, let alone purchased from, is to undercut more. When a region is set to an astronomical price, like $60 per tile, and other people are selling their tiles for $6 per, just to try and actually maybe successfully get out, that creates downward pressure more severe than the actual stock market will probably ever experience, because the stock market works on an instant fulfillment mechanic, not a slideshow single-page browsing feature. It's a bit convoluted to explain, but Earth 2 is entering freefall without the intrinsic support of a regular market. Sure, you can place a bid on a specific property if you want, but you can't place a bid, at least not right now anyways, for, let's say, 750 tiles anywhere in the US for 10 pennies. Instead, people need to surf a horribly tedious marketplace and compete for visibility on it, whereas normal financial markets have no such problem. When 100 people decide I want out, but there isn't enough buyers, they list lower and lower. The same thing is happening in New World, the MMO right now, with player-driven resource economies, right? On a bunch of different servers. Everyone is constantly undercutting each other, and the buy feature to place bid orders is barely ever utilized. That means the price falls and falls and falls because everyone replaces orders who truly wants to sell, and the supply has completely exceeded the demand. Earth 2 experienced a huge amount of demand a number of months ago as idiots all over the world flooded in to buy their territory. Well, that demand is gone, and the economy has flipped upside down. The system decided American tiles are in hot demand and they're worth $60. That's insane. And the people are now seeing that they can't ever sell for that price. They can't sell for 50 or 40 or 30 or 20, and some can't even sell for 10 or less. They are listing this property at 1/10 of the land value of an actual new purchase, which basically eviscerates the company's ability to ever sell new tiles. Because why would you buy something 10 times more expensive, which was already proven by herd mentality to be less desirable to that community anyways? So the only thing to do is buy from the market, sorting by country and lowest price. The fact that the prices are still there, sitting at negative 70, 80, and 90%, that means they haven't found the floor yet. And if they haven't found the floor, there might not even be a floor. This is playing out on a global scale within Earth 2 right now. If I go to any country at all, the same thing is happening. Let's look at Spain. A 700 or so tile parcel of random land, not considered by the entire existing Earth 2 community thus far to be even worth purchasing, it would cost over $5,000. In the marketplace, it's going for negative 86%. And that's not even one of the more extreme ones. This is what the fanatics are missing. Earth 2 will never buy back tiles that you own. If the volume dries up completely, you literally cannot sell. If you cannot sell, and arguably a lot of people can't sell right now, which is where it's headed eventually, no one will be able to sell if this keeps going, then your money doesn't exist. And those pixels on a screen are exactly that, pixels. I've heard people like Aria Realty, a self-professed top 5 investor in Earth 2, brag about his net worth as a result. But if he tried to liquidate those holdings right now, he would have probably less than 1/10 of whatever he could even liquidate, right? Which wouldn't even be 100% of his holdings. So in reality, he's probably going to have less than 1/20th of the stuff that he has right now if he tried to liquidate, which means, what are those numbers even for? Why are you bragging about them? Why are people looking at those numbers at all? Because when the marketplace won't accept buy orders, no one is seeing them, fulfilling them, and you're forced to undercut by 90% of the listing price for these brand new tiles that no one wants. Well, hopefully you can see how that economy is completely botched. Just as another example, let's look at Italy. 700 or so tiles, $12,000. Marketplace cost, where the people who actually bought those tiles from the Earth 2 company itself are now trying to sell them for money that might be cashed out, negative 89%. That means that even the community stupid enough to hold these tiles have abandoned the algorithmic pricing and are now battling each other for visibility in a race to the bottom. There are going to be a lot of bag holders here because when volume dries up, a lot of them simply can't get out. They can't press an emergency liquidation button and recoup some small part of their investment. They will have nothing but a section of satellite map on a website with no traffic because the community realized the entire thing is a scam. Earth 2's economy right now is showing its true face. The failures and pitfalls that me and other YouTubers warned of multiple times, again and again, they are starting to be displayed right for everybody to see. And I really can't help but say, I told you so, because at a certain point, that's really all there is to say. If you want to support, check out the links down below. Again, you can surf the map for yourself and look at all of these different metrics. Pick any country, anywhere in the world, and then look at the marketplace, and they're off by 80, 90% at least, and it's still falling. So yeah, when you have an economy balance that fucked up, like, it's going to rebound, boys. It's going to the moon. All right, man. At least we got some entertainment out of it. There is a YouTube platform alternative link down below as well called Odyssey. There's Merch, another YouTuber to check out who I support and who helped me with my computer back in the day. And Locals, $5 a month to support the channel, right? It just helps with demonetization or whatever. Because I don't actually try and shill my creator code on Earth 2 to get you, yeah. But I'll cut it there and stop rambling. As always, thank you all for watching and have a nice night.